So ignore this mark on my forehead, but the James Harden Darius Garland trade has been officially confirmed. It is done. And I'm kind of annoyed about the timing of this because I'm right in the middle of editing an LA Clippers video that's going to go up tomorrow, so you guys will see that. Please don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to hit 150 subscribers before April, so your subscription would be very much appreciated. Thank you. But this is kind of a raw, uncut, just immediate reaction to the trade. A pretty small deal. It's basically just a 1-for-1. The Cavs get James Harden and the Clippers get Darius Garland and a second round pick. So the Cavaliers get a former MVP, a multiple-time All-Star in James Harden, who's active and he's ready to go, clearly showing that the Cleveland Cavaliers are serious about competing. Now, we obviously know that the Cleveland Cavaliers were the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference to start the season. However, they have been very disappointing this season, and with Darius Garland himself not being super available, it's kind of clear that they needed to change things up, especially because the past few playoff runs have not been the best for them. But yeah, ultimately though, I love this for the Cleveland Cavaliers. You guys remember that Cleveland has also literally just traded for Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis to come off the bench and provide stuff that they need there, and now they've got an elite playmaker who's a better defender than Darius Garland, who's taller, been around a lot longer, but to pair alongside Donovan Mitchell is absolutely crazy. And then him knowing that he's got Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen behind him to man the paint. The Cleveland Cavaliers are my new favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference again. Are you kidding me? James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Sam Merrill, who's an elite three-point shooter, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, with Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench alongside Keon Ellis, and you still got Jalen Tyson. Wow, what an amazing looking roster the Cleveland Cavaliers have put together. Now, this trade seemingly also kind of came out of the blue, but it's been worked on for a little while now between James Harden and the LA Clippers that they were going to make the trade. However, a big reason that James Harden wanted out of LA is the money. It's pretty much guaranteed that the LA Clippers weren't going to extend James Harden past this season, because we know that James Harden is now in the first year of his 2-year, $81.5 million deal. However, he can opt out of the contract in the summer by declining a $42.3 million player option, but not all of that is guaranteed, so he ultimately just wanted out to go to somewhere where he thinks he's going to get more money and compete for a chance to win. Do I think Cleveland's going to extend him? I have no idea, but I'm really excited for the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. But this is James Harden's 5th team since the start of the decade, which is crazy. He was obviously a part of Houston, and then Brooklyn, and then Philadelphia, and then the Clippers, and now the Cleveland Cavaliers. So he's going back to the East. He's averaging 24.1 points per game and like 8.2 assists per game. So, but yeah, I mean, ultimately as well though, for the Cleveland Cavaliers, James Harden hasn't been a good playoff performer consistently. However, hopefully this is gonna change things up for them. Man, I am so excited to watch the Cleveland Cavaliers now. What? With Darius Garland being absent most of the year, now that they've got an Iron Man type of guy in James Harden. What? Well, again, this is just an immediate reaction thing. I love this for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Although you did trade a 26-year-old guy for a 36-year-old guy, both all-stars, I just think James Harden is going to do great things because he's got no pressure to do anything on the offensive end to, score, because he's got, that guy, Donovan Mitchell, yeah, he's alongside him. Evan Mobley's, even though he's been disappointing, he's still reliable for 18 points a game. And then you got the shooting of Sam Merrill and oh my goodness, wow, what a move for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, for the LA Clippers, because of all the research that I've done, this is kind of concerning. And ultimately, I think that this pushes them back. Now, we know that they've been the best team in the NBA since January, and that is with James Harden primarily doing a lot, being the main offensive engine or source of offense, or however you want to say it. But now that you've got Darius Garland, who's probably not even going to suit up for a little while because he has another toe injury, and it's not the same toe injury that he had to start the season. It's a brand new toe injury, so it's like, what's going to happen there? This trade seemingly came out of the blue, and I feel sorry for the Clippers because, I mean, what are we going to do? Because Darius Garland is smaller than James Harden, and although he's just as good as a playmaker, and he's still a really good three-point shooter, because of the fact that he's smaller, he's a worse defender. And then, like I said, he's injured. No idea when he's expected to be coming back, but now Shams Charania has said Harden and the Clippers worked through his exit over the last few days, resulting in a beneficial outcome for both sides. A win-now opportunity for Harden playing at a high level at 36, and recent two-time All-Star and Garland at 26 for the Clippers present and future. But again, he's not really been available this year. In terms of the immediate future, yeah, this is a little bit scary for the LA Clippers, but when Darius Garland does play, he's really solid. I mean, when he has played this season, he's averaged 18 and 7, and he's also under contract through the 27-28 season. You know, they brought him in, that he's there for a longer time than James Harden might have been. He could have declined his option to go and get more money somewhere else. Yeah, there's not a lot out because, like I said, this has just happened, so this is really just a vibe thing. Man, but this really came out of the blue. What, this happened yesterday? I think this was reported, and now finally the trade is done. I say finally, it's been a whole day. But yeah, not very many reports out just yet. I'm trying to look and find what people are saying. Are you shitting me? No, I don't want to subscribe to the Washington Post. I live in New Zealand, for God's sakes. But yeah, definitely for the immediate future, I think that this is a big win for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Whoa! The next game for both teams is against each other. That's kind of nuts. Yeah, so this is really just a long-term move for LA, which is weird because Kawhi Leonard is entering the twilight years of his career. Although he is having a career year. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, James Harden wanted out, so there's not really much you can do there. We know what he's done in the past when he's wanted a trade. You know, fat suit in Houston, calling out Daryl Morey in Philadelphia, sat out of games in Brooklyn. I actually don't remember if he did that or not, but yeah, crazy stuff. Now, do I think this is ultimately going to swing the Cleveland Cavaliers? Like I said, yes. However, it is rare that we see a team make a big trade at the deadline and then go on to win a championship. I think they're going to be better in the playoffs. Well, better than we expected at this point of the season going into the playoffs with James Harden then Darius Garland. However, do I think this is going to help them win a title? No, just because the Western Conference is so dominant. But I do think that they can come out of the East. Very offensive-minded team Cleveland is, especially now. Yeah, man, I'm kind of in shock. Like, like obviously this isn't like a major superstar deal like a Giannis thing, but this is potentially the biggest trade we're going to have this entire NBA trade deadline. But yeah, ultimately I like it for both sides. If Darius Garland was healthy, I definitely like it more for Los Angeles, but right now I definitely think that Cleveland has got the better end of the bargain. This just all depends on what Darius Garland is going to do for LA and when he's going to come back and what that's all going to look like. So it's going to be very interesting. It is absolutely crystal clear why both sides did this deal, but yeah, ultimate, like, immediate reaction. This looks great for Cleveland. I don't know what it's going to look like for LA. I hope they can keep up this winning stretch. But in other news as well, we've also seen Jaren Jackson Jr. get traded to the Utah Jazz for a boatload. He, alongside Jock Landale, John Conchar, and Vince Williams Jr. was sent to Utah in exchange for Georges Niang, Kyle Anderson, Walter Clayton Jr., and Taylor Hendricks, as well as 3 first-round picks, only one of them being Utah's. I think there's a 2027 Lakers one in there and a 2031 Suns pick. So that's very interesting. I'm not going to go too in-depth there because I'm going to do a whole video about the trade deadline after it's concluded, but that was very interesting. And then we've had a big trade as well between the Boston Celtics and the Chicago Bulls, where they sent Nikola Vucevic to the Celtics for Anthony Simons, and the Bulls also made a trade to bring in Mike Conley and Jaden Ivey. So right now they've got on the roster Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, Josh Giddey, Jaden Ivey, Ant Simons, and Mike Conley. That's 6 point guards, or 6 small guards, aside from Josh Giddey, he's not small. So I don't know what they're going to do there, but that's kind of wild. Yeah, and then obviously Vit Krejci's now gone from Atlanta to Portland, so it is all heating up. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to do a big NBA trade deadline video after the deadline is over. But that is all from me in this video. Let me know what you guys think about the recent trades that have been going on. Like, this is crazy. We're not even at the trade deadline. We're still 2 days away. But yeah, this has been wild. It's so much fun. This is wonderful. But like I said in the intro, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.